Hi, I'm Christie Thomas, the Bedtime Devo Mama. Once upon a time, there was a daddy with 9 children. Yes, 9. Each Saturday, Daddy chose one child for a special date night. Over the years, each child got to spend many date nights with their daddy, getting to know him. One Friday evening, a fight broke out in the home. The topic? Daddy's favorite thing to do. Eli said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was to go for a walk around the park, feed the ducks, and eat chocolate ice cream. Exactly in that order. Claire said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was to go for a hike in the forest or on the beach. Nathan said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was to play at the beach, building sandcastles, covering himself with mud, and washing it off in the water. Nikki said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was to volunteer at the animal shelter. Maria said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was lead the anti-bullying campaign for the community. Mark said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was to read a good book and talk about it. Hallie said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was to have a dance party in the van. Silas said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was to go for a quiet walk. Little Anaya said that Daddy's favorite thing to do was to snuggle on the couch and read books together. Each child tried to convince their siblings that they were right. Eli, Claire, and Silas joined efforts for a bit because they knew Daddy liked to walk best of all. Anaya and Mark teamed up because they knew Daddy liked books the best. Nikki and Maria fought against everyone because they knew that Daddy most loved to help others. But eventually, even those teams fell apart because they just couldn't agree. After what felt like hours, their daddy heard the hubbub and came to investigate. He wiped away tears and calmed down angry bodies, settling them all onto the floor. The kids glared at each other. Each of them knew what Daddy liked best and that everyone else was wrong. Maria explained the fight, even though she had to hush her siblings often just to get through the true story. Daddy's eyes crinkled as she talked, almost like he might be trying not to laugh. But Daddy wouldn't laugh at them, would he? When Maria finished the story, Daddy pulled all his kids close to him. Each tried to elbow in closer to Daddy, and he waited patiently until they all sat quietly. "My beautiful, unique, darling children," he began. "You are all right." Mark sat a little straighter. "Daddy, that's impossible. We can't all be right." Daddy winked at him. "But you can. See, when I take you out on Saturday nights, I know what you love best. You love to study books and learn new things and talk about them, and I love you. So when we're together, we study books and learn new things and talk about them. That brings me joy." Every kid looked incredibly confused. Only Mark was brave enough to ask the question, "So your favorite thing to do is be with me?" Daddy nodded. "Yes, and with Anaya and Silas and Hallie and all your brothers and sisters. I love being with you. You are all different and unique, so I love being with you in a different and unique way. When I'm with Nathan, who likes to taste and smell and feel everything," he stopped to pull Nathan's fingers out of his mouth, "we taste and smell and feel everything together, and that brings me joy." Little Anaya asked, "So Daddy, what is your favorite thing to do?" "My favorite thing to do is to be with you." Each child sat in silence until the weight of his words sank into their hearts. Daddy's favorite thing to do was to be with them, doing the things they like to do? Hallie was the first to jump up and leap on Daddy. "I love you, Daddy," she shouted. All the other kids joined in a big, enormous dog pile of children and Daddy and I love yous and hugs. Every child felt loved and known and knew how to love their Daddy back. And Daddy smiled. In this story, we saw 9 different children connecting with their dad in 9 different ways. The daddy knew that his kids were created uniquely, so he sought out ways to spend time with them and show his love to them in ways they were uniquely created to receive. He intentionally connects with each child in the way that he knows they'll love. Our Heavenly Daddy is the same way. He longs to touch your life and your child's life in a meaningful way, but he does it in unique ways, and the way we respond to his love will also be unique. This is your spiritual temperament. A spiritual temperament is a bit like a love language, but relates to your relationship with God instead of with people. Gary Thomas refers to these temperaments as sacred pathways. He says that Christians have different and acceptable ways of demonstrating their love for God. These ways can be put into 9 general categories: traditionalist, naturalist, sensate, caregiver, activist, intellectual, enthusiast, ascetic, and contemplative. In his book called Sacred Pathways, he says, "In fact, by worshiping God according to the way he made us, we are affirming his work as creator." Isn't that amazing? Just like the kids in this story, we can easily be caught up in thinking that the way we connect with God is the best way or even the only way. It's tempting to think that people who dance in worship or speak in tongues or don't speak in tongues or love liturgy or don't love liturgy or love doctrine aren't following God. But God is so much bigger than our perceptions of him. This video is the first of 10 videos in which we'll dive deeper into what we call the sacred pathways and what they look like for children. I also have a downloadable quiz that you can take which will help you determine which of the 9 worship styles your child leans toward. The link is in the video description. If you enjoyed this video and want to make sure you catch the whole series, make sure you subscribe on YouTube or like my Facebook page so you'll get notifications when new videos are up. Each one contains short, sweet, hope-filled ideas for spiritually parenting our kids. See you later.